Okay, this is Sanofi Consumer. So why we are discussing this name right now? That is because it has been the second quarter straight away, and this is the second quarter in last so many quarters that this company has given a nice growth of more than 30%. Okay, and that is the story. So ultimately, it has been a low growth company for quite a long time. So it has been an MNC company. The story is like this. It's a special situation wherein the company has undergone a demerger. So basically, Sanofi had two parts. One is the pharma segment. The second one is the OTC segment. The whole is pharma itself, but basically the OTC consumer healthcare segment, wherein you have Combiflam, Avil, Allegra, okay, all these medicine that you have, these are the blockbuster medicines from the house of Sanofi. Now, what they have done is the CEO way back decided, okay, they would always remain on the pharma side where they would produce the medicines. In the West, what happens is when you produce a particular medicine, right, that is sold as on the name of the salt. Okay, when you go to the chemist or the doctor, they would talk about the salt which is there. So basically, Sanofi wants to remain in that segment rather than the branded segment, which is called as OTC, over the counter segment in the country. So when you go to the chemist, you would say, okay, please give me Crocin, Combiflam, Allegra, Avil, like that. Okay, you talk about brand names, not about the salt like ferrous sulfate. Okay, likewise azithromycin, something like that. You don't talk about the APIs or salt. So basically, they decided to hive off their branded segment and then only focus on their core pharma segment. For that, what they have done now, they have sold this segment to Opel. So basically, that's a PE firm. A part of it is CD&R. That's a large PE firm which has the expertise. So basically, CD&R is the PE firm that controls Opel. Opel has a large basket of medicines across the globe. It's a behemoth, if you could find out. So basically, that company has the stake in the global perspective. And finally, they became the original promoter and stakeholder in the Indian entity, which is Sanofi Consumer. That is story number one. Now, the old Sanofi guys are out and the new management has taken over. That is point number two. Okay. Point number three, since it is being taken over by the PE firm, the whole and the prime objective is to create the wealth for the shareholders, increase the revenue, top line, bottom line, market share, and everything. Everything that they are doing. I'll discuss with you guys what all things they are doing, and that is showing fruits right now with back to back 30% growth. Okay, that is point number three. And lastly, now, to remain the structure very simple and like that, so they have done the demerger. So the structure that you see, you don't have a large data on the left hand side of it. Okay, that's because it has been demerged from the parent company, which is Sanofi. Okay, now it's a special situation wherein you have two situations. Number one, the promoter change has happened and Opel has taken over, driven by the P firm CD&R. That is number one. The whole management has changed and they are trying to deliver on their promise. That is number two. Number three is the demerger. Ultimately, this is a demerger base coming out of the parent company, and this is a whole new blood. Okay. Now we'll discuss about the story at first on screener, and then we'll come back to the charts again. So as you can see, I'll just show you about Sanofi Consumer. So they have done the first ever con call recently, and that is also a good trigger. So basically, after the earnings that have happened, so they have done the first con call. They have shared the PPT. We'll discuss the PPT also. For now, just start with the promoters. So basically, you can say Opela. That's also called Opel. So Opela Healthcare BV. So basically, this is the primary stakeholder, and this is being managed by CD&R and few other guys, right? Basically, it's a PE firm driven company. And apart from that, Sanofi also has a minority stake, but that's fine. FIs are holding, so FIs have decreased big time from 6% to 2.76%. DIs have also decreased big time from 22% to 17.57%. So Basically, the constellation in the space that you see right now is primarily due to the factor that FIs and DIs have been selling big time for quite some time since 2004 ending. The IPO has been done. But a few great DIs are already there. So it's a very well validated name out there. And the number of shareholders have also decreased from, say, 61,000 to 48,000. It is kind of stagnant and kind of increasing now. So basically, people are finding potential opportunities to kind of increasing their positions right now. So this was all about your position thing. Now I'll discuss about their blockbuster products with respect to their PPT. I'll just keep going up, 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 and up, and we'll see things going up. Yeah. So it has been kind of a great company as such because such high margins. If you see, margins are crazy high, 35% EBITDA margin, and we have to see the growth obviously. So if you can see, there was no growth. Okay, but in last 3 quarters, if you can see, growth is back. So 46%, 47%, 32%. So right now, whatever the promoters have promised, the new promoters have promised, they are kind of delivering with expanding margins. Okay, that's a very good sign. So this is where the real story lies, and kind of the top line also hit all-time highs, which was stagnant kind of for 2 years. One of the reasons that I would share with you was their brand credibility has been impacted last year, and that is because they have done some recalls. So basically, they have found out some quality issues, and they have done some recalls of their medicines across the country, and they have relaunched the medicines again. So again, whatever issues that they have found, they have claimed that they have kind of resolved them. I would start gaining the market share again. Okay, that was one of the important reasons. And then coming back to this thing, so basically it's a very small company. So basically we don't have the tag of MNC, so that's a minority stake if it's there. uh, Apart from that, 10th 11,000 crores company, decent P, I mean it's high. Return ratios are fantastic. I mean it's the brand play. I mean it's pure brand play, margin play. So return ratios are fantastic. ROIC, ROE is fantastic, no doubts about it. Strong hands are very high. They are paying dividends also. More than 1% dividend yield is there. That's very nice. And apart from that, you can see that valuation is high, obviously. 11 times market cap to sales is high. But again, that's a function of your margins. 30% kind of PAT margin, that's huge. EBITDA margin is 37%, that's huge. And apart from that, the other return ratios are fantastic. I mean, crazily fantastic, great business. So overall, we can say it's a great, fantastic business coming on the path of growth, right? So it has been not it has not been on a growth path for quite a long time. Now it is back to the growth path of say 40-30%, and the cash conversion is fantastic. Okay, so that is why you can see that it has free cash flow. It has good dividend yield, and it's a robust business ultimately. Okay, zero debt, no issues. I mean, it is debt free. So it's a fantastic business. It's just that the time would say ki when the re-rating would happen. Okay, ultimately the time is the prime guardian in this case. Now we'll analyze the PPT and we'll see how things are actually. Okay, so I'll just move to the PPT and then we'll see. Great. I hope my screen is there, and yeah. So perfect. So this is the first ever PPT and the con call that this company has done. So it's another trigger. So basically, people keep on finding as in if there is first ever that is happening with respect to your PPT or con call, and this is the first ever PPT. So basically, what they're saying that they are reigniting profitable growth. Okay. So the whole purpose of this demerger being done, as told by the promoters in the company or promoters in the con call, is that they want to have fast growth, profitable growth, and that is the whole purpose of the demerger. And this is the first kind of message that this company is giving, that they are reigniting profitable growth. That's a good sign. We'll come down and we'll see a few factors and we'll draw some insights out of that. And yeah, these are that. So basically, they have four big brands. Number one is Avil. Avil is a very popular brand with respect to allergies and stuff. And then Allegra, again, same domain. Combi Flam, very popular. Depura, again, very popular. So again, this is into, I think, vitamins. Then body ache, pain, and those stuff and fever. So basically, they have defined what I told you, like pharma approach, what it means, consumer approach. So the India story is the consumer approach, OTC thing. So basically, this is the timeline that they are saying ki what all things that they have done in last few years. So basically, again, listing has happened. So prior to that, they have done the recall and the merger was happened. So they have hired a lot of people, revamped the workplace, and then relaunched all of their brands again, right? So everything has been relaunched again. And then these are the things. CD and R acquired. So this is the PE fund that has acquired the stake. That's good. Then Sanofi business renamed as Opela. So there is another optionality that I would want to mention here. So Opela has a large kitty, right? So there is one drawback in this company right now, and this question was raised in the con call that you have four brands right now, okay? Evil, Allegra, Combiflam, and then you have Depura. What if the growth maturity comes in and you don't have any growth further? So do you have any development pipeline, as in you would launch new brands, new products, or something? So what they have indicated, that's a very good sign. They have told that their parent Opela has a very large basket, and they are in talks with their parent that they might be launching some of the gastro products of their parent in the country. Okay, so that's a very good sign. Ultimately, this is what all these Sanofi and other listed uh, MNC companies in the country were doing. Basically, they were launching the international brands in the country. They have done the hiring and stuff. FMCS, fast moving consumer health. This is what they are saying. Okay, go to market and stuff. This is great. Okay. So earlier, this is a company. Another great insight that I got from the con call is uh, they were very lazy. I mean, the prior management was very lazy, as in they never targeted the healthcare professionals, that is the doctors and other hospitals, as well as other guys like retailers, chemists, and stuff. And I think for Combiflam, I think the management told that for last 5 years, no one reached out to anyone, and Combiflam was sold just on the brand name in the market. That is the power of the brand. Okay, so this is where they have done the mapping, as in what was the state of the affairs, right? Before they have taken over. Okay, so yeah, the Combiflam, it was not reached, so there was no marketing, and likewise after they have done the revamp, so you can see that all green. Basically, they have activated all the channels. So they're reaching out to healthcare professionals, doctors, chemists, retailers, hospitals, consumers through advertisements, and likewise. Okay. So massive spending. Another important point is prior to their takeover, the investment in advertisement and promotion was less than around 5% or something. Okay, so they have increased this big time, and right now it's in mid-teens. I think somewhere close to 15% per annum would be the investment in the advertisement and promotions and marketing. So this is where you can see the growth is coming along, and this looks fine. Okay, we'll come down, keep coming down. Okay, yeah. And this is where they are saying ki in pain, allergy, vitamin D, the market is huge and they have only a very small market share. So with everything that they are doing, they are of the point of view that they would gain substantial market share, and then they would try to increase the top line and bottom line accordingly. And their theory is basically 3 out of 10 people suffered from allergy in last 6 months. I think that is true. A lot of people suffer actually pain. 9 out of 10 people experience some kind of pain, and then 7 out of 10 people are vitamin D deficient. That is 100% true, right, for Indians. So the market is kind of huge, and then will come down all of these things. So basically, they are trying to position themselves as OTC player where the people might buy themselves and stuff. And this is where they have shown that they were under invested in the marketing thing, where the top spender was spending like this. They are spending only 10% of that, then 30% to 50%, 40%. So this is where they are increasing their spending, and then they're trying to be hopeful that okay, things might improve going forward. Okay, done. Ah, okay, these are the roadmap and stuff. Okay, things are there. Yeah, fine, perfect, done. Again, so this is the whole story in case of your Sanofi consumer. Only drawback. The number that we see right now, it's kind of in the range of 30+%, but that is on the low base scenario. If you check out the base, right? So the prior base which we are comparing was impacted and was kind of low because of recalls and stuff. The revenue declined ultimately, and then we are comparing it with low base, and that's why the thing could be higher, right? This is where it might take time for this company to revamp and transform, and then we'll see how things pan out in future. Okay, so this is the overall thing with respect to your Sanofi consumer, and it seems very interesting. Okay.